Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of a Vanguard Zero Deck profile. We're doing this actually live on Twitch, which, come follow us on Twitch. Gonna start trying to get streaming again, and so this is like the first thing we're gonna do. So first off, we're gonna do sorry. First off, we're gonna actually do a deck profile and a showcase for the at the time of this recording just completed. And I'm sorry this took a while to get done. Life happened, but we're here now, and here's a guide to kind of talk about Spike Brothers, specifically Rising, because no one else is going to do it. That's really it. Just like no one else is going to do it, so might as well let me just do it. So here we go. Spike Brothers. We got the old. We've got the old kill skin because I'm trying to spend as little money as possible. And so, even with the thing else, I've got the deck. We got a deck right here, and primarily the old Spike Brothers and G deck was one of my favorite decks I ever really enjoyed playing. Shout out to Living Proof for starting the trend of Spike Brothers becoming a little bit more popular. So, on that note, we have we have this list. I took it from a member proof cord, and kind of I kind of kept the counter RPGs, but I might change those later depending on what happens. So whatever. So about Spike Brothers in about spikes, more specifically G spikes, they revolve around the charge mechanic, which is when called, you gain call from abilities, you can charge them, and they gain effects based on them being uncharged. And at the end of their attacks, they go back to the bottom of the deck. So, it's a very simple thing. It helps the entire, it helps the idea of spikes calling from open rears. There's a few problems with that, and after I tested my own list and then took this list and no, this actually works much better. You'll see why. So first off, let's talk about our main boss, exceptional expertise, Rising Nova. He was able to get an SP, which is Kino. So he has a skill of GB2. When he attacks a Vanguard, put a card from your hand to soul and call any card from your deck to an empty Vanguard circle. And he has the skill of when your G-Unit strides, your Vanguard's ability that when he attacks, count +1, put a card from your hand to your soul, and call any card from your deck, and gets plus 5k, but it has to be an empty Vanguard circle. And the usual when placed get plus 3k. So, the biggest issue is the empty rearguard circle because you can't just call over units. With that, now the whole idea of the deck now you can see why I'm running the crits and the brackies, which we'll go over the crits right now because they matter. 4 Lyre Lips, because the deck needs your open front row to be exceptional. You need cards that can actually get rid of them. Lyre Lips is really good with this because it can go into Soul, draw you a card, and gets your Vanguard 5k power, meaning it evacuates for your Vanguard skill to call to an open rearguard circle. Doing so, you also get more Soul for all your other Spike Brothers effects like Bracky and Reckless Express. You also build up Soul to keep Miracle Ace active more times, which we'll get to Miracle Ace in a second. And then we have our one other grade 3, which is High Maker, has charge, GB1 when placed from deck. When placed from your deck. So okay, there's one other thing about this. For some reason, the actual skills that say when placed from your deck are more so when placed into your deck, not from your deck. So that's why it's a weird wording there. So it's when it's placed into your deck, you can count +1 to call from your hand to an empty Vanguard circle. So when he charges and attacks, he evacuates and calls another card, so he's an extender. And he has the skill in place, Soul Blast 1, Counter Blast 1, look at top 5 for a unit with a charge ability, and add to hand. Which is okay, but you really don't want to be riding him. So, you really don't want to fight Grade 3s, you definitely want to be on Rising Nova all the time. And of course, our 4 Heal Guardians, Medical Manager, you need shield value and heals and everything. Onto the G zone, because that's important too. You know, because the event I only got like 2 you know, whatchamacallit, Miracle Ace. I had to fill out the G zone and other stuff, but I think it's fine too. You really only have like an idea. You only really need to stride twice, if not 3 times with this deck, because you're either going to die or you're going to kill them. So you only really need to stride 2 times. But there's a third option that we'll talk about in a second. So for your first stride, it's most of the time going to be Great Villainous Stamper Lily. She has a skill of when its attack hits Vanguard, call card with charge from your hand, it gets 5k, and when placed from your deck, which you know I already talked about, means placed to your deck, draw a card. So Evacuates also draws you a card to facilitate other plays. And with on hits being actually useful in 0, this card is actually like active more times. So she's not a bad first stride. She's usually what the first stride was for the first wave. And, you know, she's going to have a little more strength here for now. So next we go into kind of like the, in case you can't go into it, Godly Speed Flash Bruce. When it hits a Vanguard, put a card from your hand to your soul, call King card from your deck, that unit gets plus 5k in a turn. So if you don't really have any charge units in hand, so you got like a bunch of wind killers and whatnot, you can just go and Flash Boost instead. Just attack, call out another charge unit, get that active, and just go to town. You're not really gonna go into him most of the time, so keep that in mind. So next we have the 1 Harmonix Messiah for the Link Joker matchup. I'm kind of contemplating cutting it, but mostly because we have the space, we don't really have anything else to run. Pretty much because like it really doesn't help you that. It helps, but it's like you have, because of the amount of cards you're going to lose for the unlock. It really does matter what you do. And next we have the main card, Shoot Down King Miracle Ace. Has the skill of when placed, Counter Blast 1 and G Persona Blast to get the following 2 abilities, which is 1, when your rear guard is placed from your deck, one of your units gets plus 5k to end turn, and GB3, when your rear guard is placed from your deck, Counter Blast 2 to call a card from your hand to empty rear guard circle. Now, back in the day, back in the mainstay of like Miracle Aces, what the whole deck would be revolved around is like drawing a bunch of cards, adding a bunch of cards to Soul, and just basically like bursting down and like just like attacking with charge abilities and whatnot. That was the whole thing, you know. Combine that with Frog Raider, and you just basically went town to either they were dead or you ran out of attacks and you were dead. That's kind of what it was. So, and then last but not least, our last stride is Great Villain Derp Caro. Has the skill GB3. When it attacks a Vanguard, Carablast 2, flip a card from your G zone face up, put a card from your hand to your soul, call any card from your deck to an empty rare circle for each face card in your G zone. So if you don't kill them on Miracle Ace and you survive, you can go into 30 Caro and just try and like win the game off there. You don't have much of a board. You have much of a board. You can like just call whatever you want. Say you've got like a Lyre Lips, you know, a couple Lyre Lips like sitting around. Just call those, swing, evacuate them, call another front row, and just try and win from there, similar to like a Miracle Ace turn. And that's pretty much the G zone. We go on to the grade 2s. Obviously, as I said, we need evacuators, so Bracky is kind of a unnecessary thing right now. When attacked, so let's one get 5k and put it in the bottom of your deck. You know, pretty good early game, good late game, good all around. There's not much to say about Bracky. If you play Spikes in 0 for a while, you know how like pretty strong it is. We run the 1 Kiwis because all it does really is get plus 10k power, and for late game, you really don't really need him, except for like the late game plays. So that's why you you only really run one of him. You can bump up to 2 maybe, and like kind of cut off the next card, which is like 3 Wind Killer Misery, the Amber Clone. When attacks, combos 1 per card from your hand or soul. Call a card from your deck to an empty Vanguard, gets plus 5k. Pretty much just like an activator and extender for your charge units, and still pretty good for right now. Onto the really good charge unit, Cobalt Impulse. When it attacks, hits a Vanguard. If you're charging, you draw a card and choose your opponent's Vanguard entire. So you get it's effectively like a +2. Technically +1 because you're drawing, you're retiring one, so that's +1 to you, -1 to your opponent, so that's technically +2, and then he goes back to the bottom deck, so that's +1. So it's a very efficient +1, I guess you could say, in that regard. So it's a very efficient, very powerful. You know, again, drawing is really powerful with Spike Brothers, so you need what you get. And last but not least, 2 Axe Cyber. When placed, if Vanguard is a grade 3 Greater Rising, Camus and Solus 1 to bind with your other rear guards, call to enemy Vanguard circle. If you are in charge, in addition, that unit doesn't get plus 5k. This is the Glimmer Clone. It actually kind of has gotten, I think, buffed in this version. And its main purpose is to proc a charge unit from your hand that you can't just call normally. Which, while in the main game was not great until like later on in Spike's and G Spike's playstyle, is actually kind of needed here because of just trying to activate charge as fast as possible so that you can, you know, evacuate your stuff. So that's really why he's there. He's playing 2 for that reason. Reckless Express, same thing as Bracky, but grade 1. 4 Alma because they are the contrast PGs. I know the list I took this basis off actually used the Rush PG, which I don't know. I might try that out later, but this is kind of what I decided on right now because I just think the counter is more efficient. Obviously the 4 Verdi because you need to get you need Strife Water because you only have 5 actual like grade 3s, and 2, you need to get Rising in your hand as hard as possible. And with running Mecha Trainer, you can search out Verdi, which can search out Rising, which means you have right consistency in that regard. And last but not least, our 4 Frog Raider. When the unit charge is placed in the same column as it, by a card effect, you know, if your Vanguard's grade 3 grade Rising, you stand it. It was a critical piece in the Miracle Ace combo, just straight up attack over and over and over again. And yeah, just kind of get that done. So that's pretty much it. You know, we talked about Mecha Trainer. Mecha Trainer is a very key piece in like getting all like your grade 1s consistently. And that's pretty much it for the deck. So let's do a showcase of the second action. Okay, so you know, I was doing the live stream, and all of a sudden, my entire internet gave out in the middle of the match. So we're just, and it's like 2:49 because I was listening to whatever. So we're just gonna have to do this live, and I'm gonna have to like cut it up and put it in there. So we're just gonna have to do this like normally at this point. It was a test stream movie, so it was like anything better, but like yeah. I got this, and I gotta take care of the Build a Vibe review, which shouldn't take much, which should be out like sometime this weekend. But it's still just like, dang, man. I was really ready to go, but it's just how things are. Anyway, let's just jam. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna do showcase and intro, okay? This needs Chris back. I think that's the first or second, I don't remember. I'm going second, okay, so I get first strike. Oh, is this a farmer? Oh, that kid's are cool. That kid's be big chillin'. Sure. That is pretty good. I'm going to right frog raider. Oh, here. I don't know who the frog is, so let's like take it slow and see what their trigger lineup is as I crit them. Oh yeah, it's fine. Wait. Okay. No, we're just gonna cut out here and move on to the next fight, okay? So that match was, you know, a farmer, so that doesn't really count. So we're gonna actually go on to the second game and see what happens there. Yeah, man, that was. Sorry, that cut kind of hit me there. Yeah. So anyway, how long has it been? How long has it been, guys? How y'all doing? Everything pretty cool on your end? Okay. You know what? Here we go. We got like an actual fight to go through. So hopefully this actually goes well. All right. So we look at their lineup. Setting that back and learn how to PG. Kind of. You know, the more I go through this match, the more I'm kind of like, yeah, you know what? I completely get why the charge PG is probably like better for this build, because it's just like. It just actually like makes a lot of like sense for the more attackers and getting your frog raider active. I had like some couple test games like I noticed I'm like, yeah, you know what? I understand why the PG's there. So that might actually be a thing for later. All right, that's my grade 3. Nurture Stripe Water. I probably just ride ball here. And we just swing. Right. So, alright, Gladiolus. Call something or. Okay, they're gonna. Call that for copying. Alright. Lost PG, that's fine. And you use the list to top 5. You know something about like the AI, you know something about like AIs I've noticed like while doing like grind out games for the events and whatnot. I'm probably gonna write extra here. I don't really need Strife anymore, so I'm thinking gonna save Megatron for a little bit longer, and we're just gonna string. All right, heal. That's cool. We'll take those. Yes, but like one thing I noticed, like they don't like to boost with the starter, even if it's to get advantage, right? Because like their whole thing is like, yeah, we just need to hit numbers. So it's like if it doesn't hit the number, it's not gonna boost. So it's not gonna get that call, right? Which, you know, it's, you know, if you're talking about like an AI, I understand completely. It's like, oh, it's just meant to be there to just, to like, you know, to hit numbers and bum rush the events that you can like get your stuff done. But it does feel kind of like really bad. It's like, oh, you could probably just get a bunch of like other stuff there. That's another misery. I don't know. I also feel like, oh, this is actually like pretty nice. So we ride, go into Dampier. Alright, so here's gonna call him Frog Raider over here, because I don't see that. But like I'm also gonna call it here. Yeah, I think this is actually fun. So one thing I'm gonna do straight up is immediately shoot this, because you're out your mind if you think you can keep that on board. Now we're gonna use Lyre Lips against Soul and draw 5. Then I'm probably gonna put Rest and Go to call out Cobalt. And charge him for his ability. Okay, that's actually pretty good. 21, so I'm gonna attack normally. But I can give this to Misery to that. Oh, I made a misplay. I was supposed to get a Frog Raider. I'm dumb. But it's whatever. Swing. Draw a card. Pop one of these. As for 19. Probably dump in Misery. Probably dump it. Call out 21. That's 5k, so that's yeah, so we just call out Cobalt too. Cobalt again. He stands, charge it, and then again. And then pop that board. Draw a card. And we're at 1 damage, so we can do it there. So there we go. Easy like first try turn. That was probably the easiest one ever. I didn't even use Mecha Train like that, so that's good. I will take that 9 times a day. Broke that board completely. So that's some good shenanigans right there. Alright, multivitamin. The multivitamin that's now theoretically weaker because you now have lost most of your board. So let's see what you do here. I'm almost at 1 damage, so I'm also just chilling. Calls Thuria to grab Thuria. You probably can use that to re-grab the Thuria you just got. Rock again. I need to start thinking about what my next turn is gonna be, because that's kind of important, you know. How are you gonna do the Thuria up front, or are you gonna? Because you have to give up one of the on hits, right? I think, or just use both. Okay, I was expecting that actually. I don't know why this being dumbed down, just like, yeah, I know the running stands, so I was like, I'm not sure if they want to actually do that, but I guess they can. That's fine too, right? Someone will waste a stand, but still can get the effects off. But mostly because you want those Thurias back in hand to do shenanigans. At 4 damage, 2 heals are gone. And I'm currently at 2 open counter blast. I kind of want to go with the 30 Picaro. I could just like call. Let's actually try it. I've never actually gone to 30 Picaro that crazily, so let's actually try it. Alright, so we're gonna call Liar Lips. Going to call that tear. Battle. How many miseries have I used already? I still got one. So we swing here. Swing, Soul Blast. Need 14k to hit. Right there. Swing, ability. Go to Soul. Card. Oh, I keep forgetting it's a GB3. Alright, so besides the fact that I just like punted that, well, I can still fix this. And swing. I think we're fine though, so. Unfortunately, ran out of time there. And I completely said, you know, let's go to 30 Recaro. And I completely forgot, oh yeah, 30 Recaro's a GB3. I just had a brain fart of high magnetism. I'm like, oh, we got 2 Recaro Blast, I can activate it. No. No, and I'm about to get Jingle Flowered. Jingle all the way. At least the only good thing is that I've gotten 3 heals out, so there's not that much to go through. There's 3 heals out, there's a PG and drop 4 now. That could still like come out later. There's still like 3 PGs missing, unaccounted for. So that's a good question. Alright, so now we just gotta sit through and kind of see what the play is here. Ball, Jingle Flower. Alright, so no real advantage gains. We chilling. I just have to play this fast next turn. I say to play this next turn fast. Oh boy. Give up this and that's right, Sent Express, I don't know that. Oh my god, I just realized it. Yeah, okay. Wow, I really just punted this game, didn't I? I really just like hard punted this game. Okay, now I see now why the Jingle Flower 30 thing is actually busted. So you just keep a 30 in the back and just like, just have it be like attackable, unattackable, unretirable, unlockable, and you just go to town. Oh my goodness, that actually is. There's a reason why this card did not have resist in the original game, and this was like a mistake. Oh, so I just lose here. There's nothing else to say. Got 2 cards in hand that really don't mean much stuff. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I think I should have gone into Miracle Ace. I should have gone to Miracle Ace because, like, why the heck am I going into a GB3? I just had that entire just like brain fart of a GB3. I even checked the board. That's the worst part. I just really like brain farted like that. That's crazy. Like, oh man, let's go to the showcase part. First game, the worst showcase of a second strike turn. This does not matter. Like, what am I striding into? Nothing. Like, just call this and just swing. At nothing. That's actually trash. Yep. Like, that first strike turn was actually pretty good. That second strike turn was complete ass because I forgot that I forgot the effect of my own card. I'm just punching myself. Just how bad that was. Especially having a freebie farmer get a free win, then come here and fumble it completely. Oh, yeah, sure, that's everything I wanted. Just take an L of biblical proportions. Let's just I think I said in my it's been like a few hours since I recorded the original thing on stream, but it's like, I was like, oh, this deck is kind of hard to pilot, and I come here and immediately be like, yeah, this deck is hard to pilot if you're an idiot. Because otherwise you could have some good plays, and then it's just like, if you're paying attention, this deck is pretty fun and really cool. But it's like, if you're an idiot like me, you're gonna get clapped. You're gonna get clapped because you forgot how your effects work. Alright, let's get one more game in, and hopefully I actually don't just fumble the bag. And is this a big farmer again? Here to be. No, it's not farmer. It's actually blasters. All right, here we go. One more attempt to try and actually showcase this deck right. Let's go. I might do an update on blasters too. Gonna have to ride the Frog Raider. Oh, pick a trainer. Battle. Yep. This is gonna be the hard thing because that turn 3 is gonna be a big punch, so I need to prepare for that. Misery. Okay, that actually helps me out because I needed to grab another strike first, and I don't actually have to go crazy. So what I can do is Slaughter Lips. roads for now. Just so I don't like lose Mechatrain right at shenanigans. Going to grab. I'm gonna grab the other Frog Raider. Just do that. Was that the right decision? I have no idea, but I don't think I'm like in fear of death just yet. So they obviously have the Blaster Dart. Yep. Didn't call the other Blaster Blade, so that tells me that they want the damage next turn. And a heal. Nice. Take those. Alright, let me sit up for this. So I was gonna grab another blaster or blaster grenade. Or another MLB for Stride. That's cool too. Alright. Ride. Into this Ditch Birdie. We're at 1 damage, 12. The bad part about this is because it is. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call. Oh, here. This. Kind of like a done. Go first. Charge you, so yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. We call out probably Cobalt. Charge that. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. I can't attack anymore. Because it just be worth it. But at least I have 2 intercepts. And he's at 1 damage. And his deck doesn't really have time to charge like that, so. You see him going to Religious Soul Saber. Or he only has 1 counter blast to work with, so he can't just pop my front row like that. So it's a good question what he's gonna do. Okay, Godblade. Yeah, that's kind of the worst part about this about going against blasters is because one, defensive makes them like very, very hard to beat because they just have like 1k more, which just sucks. I think what I'm going to do next is probably go back. Probably gonna go back to Anchor Lily. What I do because there's only so much I can really do. I draw into like probably another bracket. Hold here and just kind of go. Not so much. Not gonna affect. Alright, that's a really good idea. No, never mind. I can't even do that. I can't even do that right because I messed up. I wasn't expecting it to actually work that way. I've never had Damper Lily really work like that, so I've only been able to get rid of one column, so I gotta remember the context I put my stuff on Frog Raider. That's another thing, right? You gotta like remember all the plays, and I'm just like having brain farts as it's happening. So once again, I apologize. This is so drink. Paintball. For the PG. That's it. Awkward. We might as well clean it up. It's not like anything else is gonna help me. Yeah, just call Frog Raider and just do it. I said put on Frog Raider. I'm just gonna put on Frog Raider. Oh boy. Yeah, I want that an actual game that like showcases that girl, but that's unfortunate. So yeah, we got clapped. I'm just gonna say it. I was not playing my best at all. Like it's like really late, but even then, that's no excuse. So basically, like, yeah, this deck is still insanely fun. Probably one of the most fun I had with like an event like deck in a while. But the deck still has a few problems that will probably get fixed out with the next event for it, which is one. If you can't get you need those empty circles really badly. So that's why, like, if you can't see an Axe Diver or a Bracky or Reckless Express, which I probably, like, at this point probably cut Frog Raider down to 3 and, like, bump up the Reckless Express. If you can't get those, like, to actually, like, punch out your circles, you're gonna have a hard time to play. Because you need your effects to charge. Your effects on charge to actually get all outs that your Rising Nova can actually be useful. So with that, like, that's one of the biggest things that hurdles the deck has going for it. Now that will change because of the fact that next wave you will probably get the Rising Supernova card, which will definitely help in like making the deck more consistent in that regard, and like getting like, you know, charge units in your hand to actually have actual effects. So that's one thing. That's really is kind of is like, deck is fine. You just have to like be smart in how you're playing it. Which I wasn't, as you can clearly tell by the games. But outside of that, really is just like kind of just wait for wave 2, which I'll probably do an update by then. But hey, thank y'all for coming around. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.